Today, we're going back to that mansion party with Red Cloak because I've noticed something very unusual. Hey, hello, and welcome to my channel. As you can see from the title, today we're talking about Eyes Wide Shut, and in particular, we're going back to that mansion party with Red Cloak and his cult because I've noticed something odd that I haven't heard anyone else talk about, and that is this. There is something very odd going on with the masks that the cult members are wearing, and I think after you see my proof, you might agree that there is actual magic taking place at this party. Now, before we get there, of course, we meet our main character, Dr. Bill Harford, and his wife Alice, as they get ready to go out to the fancy dress party of Ziegler, a very high end affair, complete with a band. But it turns out Dr. Bill knows the piano player, Nick Nightingale, because they actually went to medical school together, except Nick dropped out and he invites Bill to come hear him play at the Sonata Jazz Cafe. So Dr. Bill does take him up on that offer as he heads down the stairs into the basement jazz club. There he finds his friend, Nick, finishing up his set on stage, after which Nick joins Bill for a drink. And it's here that Nick tells Bill about a wild party he's playing later that night where there will be incredibly beautiful women. Bill is intrigued and wants to go, eventually getting the info, including the password, to get in from Nick. When Dr. Bill arrives to the mansion party, he has to put a mask on and give a password to enter, as he is ushered in to find that there is a ritual in full swing, with our character Red Cloak at the center. We see Red Cloak at the center of a circle of black-robed and masked women. But I want you to notice, as he bows down here, the masked people behind him. Although there are some different styles and even colors to these masks, there's nothing really that elaborate. Again, the masks on show here are nothing too crazy, but we will see that change later on. From another angle, as we see a blindfolded Nick Nightingale playing, again, we can see quite a few of the masks, and there isn't anything that elaborate. Look here, where these black hooded figures are. You'll notice that you can see the hoods wrapping around the top of their heads. No masks with big pieces sticking up or protruding to the sides or anything like that. In fact, Dr. Bill's mask, with what looks like gold filigree work on it, is one of the more elaborate masks we've seen. Immediately after the ladies in the ritual have disrobed, we get this shot of the masked cult members standing to the side, and we're starting to see some masks, like this blue crown piece, that are more elaborate and sticking out above the hoods. I'm going to say it. I don't think this was there a minute before. Something strange is happening. Even our balcony guests, who are watching the ritual, are mostly rather plain masks, nothing too decorated, and the two most elaborate are these rather archaic, theatrical, probably Venetian looking masks, who actually nod at Dr. Bill. And here, as the ladies leave, kissing someone before they walk out of the room, you can see the masks, and there is nothing too crazy. And here, in one of the rooms Bill ends up in, watching the naked women on top of a table, you can see the masks standing around, and they're fairly plain masks. But as a security guard asks Bill to follow him, he ends up coming face to face with the Red Cloak, who is at the center of a circle now, flanked by two attendants. This is actually such an interesting shot, as the people from the balcony appear to all be down here now, and notice the masks. They seem to be mostly the same, fairly plain masks we saw before, with two exceptions. Right up front, we see an obvious plague doctor mask, and right next to that, a medieval looking sun with rays mask. These two were not here before. Then, very oddly, we are shown in quick succession the following odd assortment of colorful, large, and differently shaped masks. Take a look at these, because I really don't feel like I saw any of these in this other shot. Are things literally changing before our eyes from second to second? And if you think I'm missing a detail or just reaching, I want you to look carefully here at the people behind Red Cloak. Again, they are fairly normal looking masks, and as Dr. Bill enters, the circle closes around him. I'm calling this the magic circle. And look what happens next. A second later, where the heck did these masks come from? I've marked off a couple just to point it out to you. One appears to be a horned devil mask. One looks like an Aztec sun god, and one looks like a court jester. These weren't here before. So did Red Cloak just perform actual magic, transforming plain masks into elaborate ones? It seems so. Again, look here. Those elaborate masks are not here. And then a second later, they are. Oh, and we also have two more plague doctors appearing behind Red Cloak. As Bill is being questioned by Red Cloak about the second password for the house, we see quite a few plain white masks behind him. Some of them even appear stern. Is this because Dr. Bill doesn't have the second password and has been found out? Even stranger, when the camera finally circles back to Red Cloak in his throne, those really wild masks we saw behind him before, yet they're gone now. They were here a second ago. Remember these? And now they're gone. Is this a powerful magician, flexing his muscles, so to speak, by having masks transform or disappear right in front of us? In fact, let's say a word about the masks behind Bill. At first, we saw several white masks, including one that looked quite stern. But after Bill is asked to take his mask off, we see a couple of those white masks are gone. It's changed, and we can see a gold mask has shown up to the side. But a moment later, we can see the gold mask has changed positions in an instant. I think what is being portrayed is a high level magic, so please don't tell me it's just the camera angle, because the gold mask is now on a different side of the pillar, and Kubrick was known to be a perfectionist. Then we get this jaw dropping shot. Look at the elaborate masks all the way around. A minute ago, these were not here. They were no longer behind Red Cloak. But now, every elaborate mask is on show. I really should do a deep dive on the individual masks here, if I can find pics of them separately. But actually, I have a whole video called Eyes Wide Shut, What is the Magic Circle? That talks about the concept of a ritual circle. And I think that's exactly what this is. Actual magic is happening in this circle, and it's proved by the masks transforming and reappearing and changing seemingly within seconds. So, to sum up, after Dr. Bill arrives at the party of Red Cloak and witnesses the strange ritual, we start to notice the type of masks that are shown here, and most of them are fairly plain, nothing too crazy. But after Dr. Bill is brought back in to meet Red Cloak face to face, some unusual masks start to pop up, seemingly out of nowhere. As the magic circle closes in around Bill, suddenly the masks behind Red Cloak are transformed into wild, elaborate masks, one even looking like a devil. A second before, These were not here. In an instant, the masks are changing until we see our full magic circle. And here is the shot with the most elaborate masks seemingly appearing in an instant out of nowhere. And I think the reason is that this circle is a magic circle, and the man at the center is a magician of the highest order. So what happens at Red Cloak's party is actual magic. Well, that's my new video about those masks changing at the mansion party of Eyes Wide Shut. I hope you liked it. I'm working on another video for next week too. And a big thank you to my comments section. I always love reading your comments. Also, it would help my channel if you hit that subscribe button. But either way, my name is Shim. Thank you for being here with me, and have a great day.
Very well.